one of the points of this session is that all of you are building social impact startups and are looking to raise funding from social impact funds. And we're basically here following best practices. Yaquta has explained the lens that we're looking at your contribution to the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the one or two goals, key goals that you're contributing towards. And then really within that, the one or two top metrics that if you contribute towards has an impact towards those goals. So we're trying to keep it as simple as possible. And if done right, these impact metrics should very much be the business metrics that your investors, that your financial investors, non-impact investors really care about as well, right? So it's really coming up with your top 2 to 4 metrics that have an impact and that drive financial returns for you, and zeroing in on that will make your life really a lot easier, raising from both impact funds as well as from your next set of financial investors. So that's the goal of the session today. This is a pretty in-depth process that can take a lot of time. And Yaquta is an expert in the field that who's really looking to provide the key points so that you can hopefully leave with a couple of metrics, at least 1 or 2 teams today.
What are key performance output and outcome indicators to track your success and opportunities and gaps to improve business operations to achieve greater impact?
So key performance output and outcome indicators are, I guess, when we get content creators that align with our mission and truly see the vision of their future projects aligning with our mission. When they come on board and they understand the network fully and they want to just be part of the team, they want to grow with us. I think that the gaps to improve business operations is we need more people to help in the vetting process and the creation process for our original programming. And that would help us achieve a greater impact, because then we'd have the ability to put out more programming that we feel highlights what we're trying to do as a company.
Yeah. So what I've heard so far is number of relevant content creators, absolutely. And then number of original programming. Again, original as you've defined it, right? Because original can be very different from for Netflix versus for GoTV.
Exactly.
Okay. What about for your subscribers? Let's talk a little bit about your subscribers.
In regards how?
Like, what do you mean?
So, for example, it could be number of subscribers, but this is where I want to talk about intersectionality. You want to think about, all right, how many of my subscribers identify as female, or how many of my subscribers identify their race? Now, here's the thing. As you start asking these questions, some people are not going to want to give you this data. That's fine. But think intersectionality. There's a lot of work being done around thinking about intersectionality. And I have some resources that people have sent me that I still need to read, and I will forward them on to you. But when you write down number of subscribers, in your current early stage mode, you can just stop at number of subscribers. But as you grow, you may want to think about, what does my subscriber base look like? You know, are they Latino? Are they Black? Like, who are they?
Well, we can address that now.
Okay,
we tend to focus on a niche of subscribers. So everyone that we have, for the most part, identifies as African American, mixed culture, or female. And we are looking more, I think what we would want more from our subscribers isn't necessarily just where they meet on that spectrum, but we had an idea to get them to say why they like the Go Network and have these testimonials serve as outward indicators for other people to come to the network. That's what we're thinking of doing.
Yeah,
so we want to get these little video clips, and then they'll say like why I love the Go Network, how it reminds them of home, or how they feel it shows a truer version of themselves and not the stereotypical tropes that are shared in mass media. And this is something that gets other people to join the network. because they feel there is a chance for them to be heard and to at least be in a like space.
Yeah, that's great. So you're actually going above and beyond in the sense that you're also thinking about qualitative data.
You're working towards reduced inequalities, which is UN Sustainable Goal number 10. Within that, the specific one that we think that you align with very strongly is to promote universal social inclusion. And then you can take a look at the specific language around that, but you're basically looking to empower and promote people irrespective of age, sex, disability, race, ethnicity, origin, religion, as well as economic background. And so really then thinking about like if there's some way for you to me, I think the NPS or some rating score, I think Yaquta hit the nail on the head with that. For you, that's important. And if you get some demographic information that really showcases that you're more inclusive than the regular channels out there.
Basically, we have, say, 4 impact goals that we're targeting, 4 SDGs. Number 2, improve nutrition. Number 3, good health and well-being. Number 8, reduce inequalities. And number 10, decent work and economic growth. And then we have targets for each one of those. So for improved nutrition, we're in that concept, and what we're focusing on, I guess, our KPIs maybe are the affordability and the accessibility of healthy food. For good health and well-being, we're looking at clinical health, culinary and dietary behavior change, and nutritional education empowerment. For reduced inequalities, we're looking at equitable access to care and food security, and then local workforce and sustainable living wage for decent work and economic growth. And there's pretty, I think, straightforward tools that collect data for that.
Yeah, that so you guys have gone actually into outcomes. So far, what we had thought about discussing with you was just like more at the output level. So number of meal kits sold, disaggregated by product offerings, if applicable. Number of households as customers, disaggregated by race, gender, customers with and without children, because that is a good proxy for your teaching your children about good, healthy eating habits. So this is what I'm trying to say, right? I'm using a lot of output indicators as your proxies because I was thinking about like, what would the burden on you be if I gave you all these outcome indicators, like prove that, you know, they have lower diabetes now. So, okay, number of households disaggregated by a range of demographics, and then coverage of the meal kits. So we haven't talked about coverage so far, but we were wondering coverage of the meal kits, where number of households as customers divided by total relevant households in the region served by Eat Well.
Yeah, that's a good metric for, say, our accessibility.
Right.
And so it, to a certain extent, reduced inequalities as well in terms of addressing food desert challenges and things like that.